Hey crew, welcome back to my channel for another flight attendant video. We have a special guest here today, as you can see.
Hey crew, I'm Wis from the World of Wis.
And today we are doing a Never Have I Ever Flight Attendant Edition video, so stay tuned. Alright you guys, so we're going to get straight into the video. And the first question is, never have I ever slept on the jump seat? That's not something you want to do. You will get fired.
Immediately.
Yeah, like no jokes. So don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't even pretend like you're doing it.
Yeah. Next question is, never have I ever spilled a drink on a passenger? I think every flight attendant has done this.
Yeah.
Comment down below if you are a flight attendant, if you spilled a drink on a passenger. I've spilled a drink on a passenger. I was working a flight to London, pre-panorama, and this passenger asked for tea with milk. And when I went to open the milk, the pressure from the aircraft kind of made it like explode kind of, and it landed all on the collar of his jacket. And I was like, and I was in shock because I was really new. The flight attendant that I was on the cart with was like, just keep going. Just keep going. And I was like,
this man had milk
okay
on his back and didn't know.
I'm sorry, sir, if you're watching this video.
Well, mine is probably just as bad, but he knew. We hit a pocket of turbulence and I was serving first class. He just so happened to order red wine and we hit that pocket of rough air as I'm setting the drink down and it spilled over. But he was a great guy. He went and changed his clothes. He was like, don't worry, don't apologize. But I was shaking the rest of the flight. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But when it happened, you're like,
yeah,
I just did that.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
But at least he was nice about it.
Yeah, he was nice about it.
Next question is, never have I ever yelled at a passenger?
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You got to raise your octave. You got to raise your voice a few octaves. It's going to get the message through the head.
Literally. Never have I ever had a trip get extended.
We don't like that.
Don't get me started.
Don't make plans. If you're a flight attendant out there or aspiring flight attendant, do not make plans. Because you think your off days are your off days, but they ain't.
Not at all.
You will and can get extended.
Literally.
It is not fun.
Not at all.
You be having the stankest attitude.
Yes.
Because it's supposed to be go home day.
Canceled.
Stuck.
Extended. Like, no. Never have I ever went on a date with a passenger. You guys, that's one of my biggest rules. Never mind.
He invited himself, not to cut. He invited himself. We so happened to be staying at the same hotel, and I was having dinner with a friend, my coworker. She went to the restroom, and he came and sat, and he was like, well, can we have dinner? No. You want? No. I shut it down because if you know, I'm off the market. Mm-hmm. But he was a gentleman and he covered our tab. But I wasn't going for that. I don't mix business and pleasure.
Yeah, me either. It has to be separate. Next question is, never have I ever missed a call from crew scheduling. You guys, so my quick little story time is, at my previous airline, it was my first day, like fresh out of training, first day on reserve. I'm sleeping and something made me wake up and look at my phone, and I had like 5 missed calls from crew scheduling. So now my heart is beating so hard. And if you don't know, well, at my previous airline, and I think at my current airline, you have 15 minutes to call crew scheduling back before it's considered like a missed trip. So I called back on the 16th minute and I missed my first trip. So
that's how your first trip went?
Yeah.
Were you home or were you in the crew lounge?
I was home in my bed.
My phone just be on airplane mode. They be calling me when I'm flying. or if I'm sleeping.
Ooh, that's
But
the worst.
Yeah, but I'm not on reserve at my airline.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on reserve, you are required to pick up within that 15-minute window.
Yeah.
But I'm a line holder, so when they call me, I'm just like, didn't come through?
I don't know. Next question is, never have I ever drank alcohol on the flight.
Ooh.
And we're talking about like while you're on duty, not as.
Ooh.
Ooh, I almost.
Ooh.
Girl, you have.
No. Ooh, no. That's a big no.
I was gonna say.
No, y'all. I have not. Never will.
Mm-mm.
You won't. Mm-mm.
That's how you lose your job.
That's another immediate grounds for termination.
Yeah, literally.
They don't play about that.
Mm-mm.
They might get you help, but you can't be doing that on the job.
Yeah.
Just to clarify,
she has not.
we don't play them games.
No. I have a quick story time. So, fun fact, if you guys didn't know, I don't like working long flights unless they're international. So I don't like going east to west coast, like transcon. But this time, I think I was on reserve or on call, and I was awarded a JFK to LA trip. So this is pre-panorama, and we're doing service, and the lead flight attendant's like, don't you take anything off this plane. Like, I will report you if you take anything off this plane. And we're just like, okay. The most I would take off a plane, which is allowed, is like water. Like, but he was referring to the alcohol. So we get to LA, we get on the hotel shuttle, and the van driver is stacking the people's luggage on the rack. So now he comes to stack the flight leader's luggage on the rack, and all you hear is and liquid gushing. Like, it was like the Niagara Falls.
The nerve of him.
Gushing out of his bag. And people are like, that smells like the white wine I drank on the plane. There's passengers who were on our flight, who were on the shuttle.
On your flight?
Yes.
On the van?
Yes.
And he was telling y'all, don't y'all be taking anything. Mm-hmm. And he went grocery shopping on the plane.
Yes. In first class. So he was so embarrassed. He's like, oh no, it's just because my bag is well traveled. So he was so embarrassed that he got off the shuttle and walked the rest of the way to the hotel. Next question is, never have I ever performed CPR on a flight. That's something that I never want to do. While we are trained to handle emergencies, I don't want to have to use my training.
Yeah.
If I'm performing CPR, that means that this is a life-threatening situation that I would prefer not to happen.
Yeah.
I've worked with flight attendants who've had to. Luckily, I've never had to do it, and I hope that that's not something I have to do in my career as being a flight attendant.
Yeah, like she stated, like, we're trained to do it. We go through training every year to requalify to become a flight attendant. But I remember one day, my inbound flight was late, and we were just wondering, like, why was it late? And the gate agent, you know, they usually have means of communication of figuring out what's going on with the aircraft. But she stated that the crew was performing CPR on a gentleman in flight, and he didn't make it. But it's just scary, you know. And when the plane landed, everyone got off the aircraft and the crew, and you could just see that they were like just distraught, you know, like they just witnessed someone pass on, and they were like fighting, you know, to save his life. But ooh.
Next question is, never have I ever used a dating app on a layover.
No.
I'm not into dating apps. I don't knock anyone who uses them. It's just not something that I'm interested in doing. But I have friends who are flight attendants who use them on their layovers. I would just be careful, because you don't know, you don't live there. You're not familiar with the area. Yeah. And you're going out with someone you don't know. And
no one knows where you could be or who you could be with.
Exactly. So I would just say be careful. If that's something that you're interested in, I'm not knocking it.
Yeah, totally not.
Just be careful, because crazy stuff happens nowadays.
And crazy people are just around us.
Yeah, so.
And y'all know I'm off the market, so.
Yeah, she thought, we're trying to be like her. I'm trying to be like her when I grow up.
I can't play these games. No, I got a good man, so.
Yeah. Okay, next question is, never have I ever been late to sign in. She's trying to slowly bring it. I have, you guys. You know that in like 2 vlogs ago, I was running through the airport like Usain Bolt with all my bags, sweating, trying to make sure I made it. I was late, but I had to make departure because I don't want to miss trip.
It's not fun. It's never fun being called into the office. So you, especially being a flight attendant, if you work a corporate job or you work like a regular job, you know your hours are from 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, or whatever it may be. It's scheduled, you know, and you know at 5 o'clock, you may be extended a few hours, but you're going to go home around that time. We could have 4:50 reports, 5 o'clock reports, 6 8. It's never the same. So I be trying to snooze that alarm as much as listen, y'all, I got 3 alarms every morning, snooze, snooze, snooze. I be trying to get every ounce, and then I end up rushing. Running.
Next question is, never have I ever kicked a passenger off a flight. I have not, like, actually me being the deciding factor.
You haven't? Mm-mm. But you have more passengers on your aircraft than I do.
Yeah, but honestly, I can't ever remember in any flights that I've worked that we've actually kicked someone off.
Y'all, I get the crazies. Long story short, I had a gentleman. So I had my phone in the overhead bin. He took my phone out of the overhead bin. And the reason I know he took my phone out of the overhead bin is because I went to use my flight attendant's phone to Find My iPhone, y'all. And you guys know the alarm that Find My iPhone does. That little, yes. When you need to find your phone, it's going to find your phone for you. So it's on his possession. So I said, sir, do you have my phone? He had the nerve to say no. So I'm like, sir, that beeping is me trying to locate the phone. Y'all, this man snapped my phone in half and threw it and said, here. So I marched up so fast and I told the captains, I need this man off my flight now. Like now. Yes, now. He stole my possession and damaged my possession. Red coat came, officers came.
Not being the Hulk and snapping the phone.
I gotta find this to send it to you. You gotta put this in. Y'all, my phone, I cried. Y'all, I mean business. Tower, they need to come now, ASAP. He needs to get off this plane.
Did he get arrested?
Yes.
Did you press charges?
I initially wanted to press charges. I didn't even end up pressing charges.
Oh no.
But they asked me if I wanted to press charges and I did say yes.
I would have followed through. Not with you snapping my phone like if it's a Biscoff cookie.
Y'all was on reserve pay. This was like my first year. I'm gonna send you the picture.
Oh my gosh.
I was traumatized. But him and others have been kicked off.
Don't be acting a fool on her flights. Next question is, never have I ever given my number to a passenger. Okay, this is like a gray area. Like, I gave a number. It wasn't my number. I don't know whose number it was.
I know, that's right.
But this man, quick story time, you guys. You guys know my least favorite aircraft is the Airbus 321 because 2 flight attendants have to sit mid-cabin. And I was one of the unlucky flight attendants to sit mid-cabin. So you either sit next to like this or you sit across from the person. So in this instance, I was sitting across from him and this man was talking my head off.
Oh, he had his eyes on you.
He was like, oh, where do you guys lay over? Like, I'd really like to take you out. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like, I'm good. Like, he's like, no, I insist. I'm not going to take no for an answer. I need to get your number. Like, it was so bad. And to like, just let him stop, I just gave him a number.
You had to give him the fake number just to, And he couldn't call you.
Yep. Saving grace. We were in the air.
Because you know, if you've ever given out your number or a fake number,
dudes be like this now. I'm calling.
Is it ringing?
So yeah, I've given a number, just not my number.
And still, y'all,
she's taking.
I'm taking. Been with him before I was a flight attendant, so I can't play them games.
Never have I ever seen a passenger join the Mile High Club.
I'm a party pooper. So if I see it about to happen,
it's not even a party pooper.
You can't do that.
That's nasty.
Them planes are gross and tiny. But I did see a couple coming out of the bathroom.
Especially on a regional plane, like
they was coming out. And I didn't catch them. So I went to them and I told them that they can't do that. And the man told me, you know it's a thing, right? Being a part of the Mile High. I know it's a thing. You can't do that on the plane. Oh, and the girlfriend turns around and says, "Oh, we can't. It's her second time." What you mean?
Girl.
It's her second. How did I? What? Yeah.
All right, you guys. This is the last question for my part of the video. You're gonna have to check out Wislin's channel to see part 2, and make sure you head over and comment that I sent you. Okay. So the last question is, never have I ever had an emergency landing.
Yeah.
Girl, you had all the stuff happen.
I had a yellow level.
Well, you know she's a senior mama, so
Oh, yo,
it's all happened to her.
I'm a cool senior mama though.
Okay, thank you.
We have 2 types of emergencies. We have a yellow level and a red level. You really don't wanna experience either one, but if I would take the yellow level because it's a planned emergency. We're expecting to evacuate normally. So we were working a flight from somewhere in Texas to Atlanta, and halfway through the flight we smell smoke and we see smoke. So you know the smell of something burning. And the first thing is we're supposed to identify where the source of the fire is coming from, if there is a fire. So we're touching, trying to find hot spots, can't find anything. But the smell is getting stronger, and the pilots aren't getting any alerts on their controls saying that, you know, it's something within the aircraft or exterior of the aircraft burning up. So we had to divert to Gulfport. And when we landed, it was like in the evening time. So all you see are sirens and ambulance, you know, like because, you know, they're expecting that, you know, it could turn into something worse. So they're like following us, and we landed safely, but they're following us and behind us, around us. Like all you see in the cabin is red and blue, and you just hear the sirens. But it was scary, you know, because you never want to see or smell smoke on your aircraft. And we ended up just canceling there because they couldn't get us a new aircraft in time. And yeah, it's, you know, we're planned for it, but we never want to have to experience it.
Exactly.
But I'm glad it was yellow and not red.
Okay, you guys, that is it for my part of the video. Like I said, make sure you check out Wislin's channel and watch part 2 of this. Thank you guys if you've made it to the end of this video. Thank you for your support. We are almost at 500 subscribers. I cannot believe I'm even saying this. And yes.
See you over at my channel for part 2.
Yes. Bye, you guys.